Squad family! I first introduced you to this company, Tonnerrey, back a few months ago. And I introduced you to this particular bike, the T8 single motor version, 60 volt, 30 amp hour battery. Then I introduced you to this beast, the dual motor version of the T8. Now I'm going to introduce you to the Black Pantera. This is another beast of a bike by Tonnerrey. This bike currently is not available for sale. This is a pre-production model. We're going to go over this beautiful bike. This is also a dual motor 60 volt 30 amp hour battery that's inside this tube. Let's go over the specs, my beautiful people. We're going to go over the specs in a second, but again, keep in mind that this is a pre-production product, right? There's no markings on it because number one, we just decided what this bike is going to be called. Two, there's still some fine tuning to the bike. But right now, what I want to do is go over the specs. I'm going to take it out on a ride. We're going to do a speed test, acceleration test, a hill climb, and a range test, right? But let's start with the front as always. The bike rides, as I mentioned, on 20 by 4 inch fat tires. Now, it comes with the knobby tires. This is one of the things that I told Tonnerrey I did not like. This I hope they change. It comes with the plastic fenders. That's one of the things, at least they listen to me. I prefer the plastic fenders over metal. Number one, they're lighter. Number two, they don't make as much noise. And then number three, they're easy adjustable, so on the metal frames, we can have issues with those metal frames. Now, on the braking system, it comes with hydraulic brakes. They're not branded, so I don't know what brand they're using on their brakes, but they're hydraulic. They have a 180 meter rotor, so they got good stopping power. And then this is a dual motor bike. It has a 500 watt motor in the front, a 500 watt motor in the back, and it's for a total of 1,000 watts. And the rated power, peak power of it is about 1,000. We're not, again, when it comes to watts and what the peak power is, I can't measure that. I can only tell you what they're telling me, and they say it's going to peak at 1,000 watts total with the two motors. So as you look at the front, we have a suspension fork that is adjustable up here. You can lock it and open it. There is no other adjustments on the fork. It does come with the motorcycle style headlight. The wiring harness isn't bad. It is one of the things that I really told them we needed to have is a light bike. So this bike comes in at under 100 pounds. I'll get you the exact weight. And I'll put it up here because I'm not 100% sure what it weighs in, but I know it weighs in under 100 pounds. If we come to the back, this is where this bike really shines, right? It is a 60 volt bike, and that battery is a 30 amp hour battery. Really impressed with that. We'll go over the operations of the cockpit of the bike in a second, but check this out in the suspension. As a dasher, one of the biggest things for me is that the bike needs to have good suspension. So this suspension system here isn't bad. I prefer the coil, the spring suspensions, when there's dual, right, on both sides. I think for those, give dashers a better ride, but this is the second best option. Now, it's not adjustable. You can't add air to it. It's not adjustable, but it does the trick. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be a budget step-through e-bike, a budget 60 volt, 30 amp hour e-bike. So being that it's a budget bike, and when I say budget, we don't know the retail price yet, but it will be under $1,500. And if you use my discount code, you're probably going to get this around $1,300. But let me continue because I'm going to do some comparison with this bike and why I wanted this specific step-through type bike. So as we come back, same thing. We have the same no brand hydraulic brakes. We have a rack in the back that is capable of holding 100 pounds, right? It's 50 kilos, so it's 2.2 pounds per kilo, so a little over 100 pounds that this is able to hold. I added this basket in the back so you can see how easy it is to add a basket. Now the bike is low to the ground. We look over here, we look at the seat. It has a memory foam seat. This is the style of seat that I like. I know some people don't like these like traditional bike seats. I love them, especially when they come with memory foam like this, just because I'm a pedal guy and I can pedal easily with this bike. Now, the recommended rider height for this bike is 4'9" up to 6'2". Now, you're 6'2", you're at the far end. You're going to have to raise that seat high. If you just use the throttle, you're going to be fine. But to pedal, it's not going to be that great. But it is designed to be a pedal bike, and we'll go over that as we ride. As we come back, let me turn the bike on so you can see the lights. So that is the tail light. It is the same tail light as the T8 and the T8 and the T16. Not a fan of it, needs to be improved. The tail light itself is okay, but the turn signals are useless. So let's turn on the turn signals. That's the turn signals. That's useless. You can't see that. I mean, you could barely see that. Not a big fan of that. I applaud them for the attempt of adding turn signals, but not a big fan. If we come on this side, you have a Shimano derailleur. It's 7-speed. It has a 48 tooth chain ring, and I added these pedals because they're the LED pedals. Now the bike is really low to the ground. These cranks are too long for how low the bike is. So you got to be careful because you will get pedal strikes on this bike. All right, so let's go over the cockpit of the bike. So the grips, they're these plastic grips that you see on a lot of budget e-bikes. They're okay. I'm not a huge fan of them. They're not locking, but I can tell you that whoever put this on glued it on so tight that I can't straighten this out, and I need to lower this so it could be like that, but I'm having a hard time. Here's your light, your turn signals, your horn. Horn is okay, not loud enough for a car to hear you when there's heavy traffic, but on a regular residential road, it's loud enough and they might hear you. You have your up and down arrows here. It comes with 5 pedal assist. You can change the motor, and I'll show you here. Here's a display. It's a color display. It gives you your miles. If you tap on the mode, you can switch over to trip. Your voltage, which I really like. Right now we have 66.5 volts on the bike. And you have your wattage, so you can see your wattage output. And again, and the time, right? The timer of how long the bike's on. Now, you have an indicator of what motor is on. Right now, we have rear motor. If you hold down the M, it'll switch to, right now it's front motor. We'll hold it down again. Now it's dual motor. Now this bike is going to come to you locked, and the fastest you can go is 28 miles an hour. I have unlocked it, but on a free unlocked, and let me change this again so you can see free spinning, pedal assist 5, free spinning. It's going to take us up to 37.6 miles an hour. We're not going to get that. I don't think we're going to get that, go that fast. I'm hoping to go around 32 with my body weight, maybe 34. We'll see. As we continue, we have your typical that you see on just about every e-bike, your Shimano 7-speed shifter here, half twist throttle, doesn't come with mirrors. I added those mirrors. All right, guys, so again, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ride, we're gonna do a speed test, we're gonna do an acceleration test, we're gonna do a hill climb, and then we're gonna see more or less what kind of range we get. I am gonna dash on this, so I'm gonna do my typical range test, right? This is the initial ride, initial review ride. Then we're gonna do a full review ride, we're gonna do a dashing ride, and then we're gonna do an adventure ride, all to determine what kind of range we get on this bike. Anyway, my beautiful people, let's go ride. Hey guys, we're going to head out. Now, I didn't mention, but this bike, just like the T8, comes with this phone holder. In the phone holder, we have a USB port that actually charges the phone. So for me, that's a very cool feature. So I'm going to turn on Strava. Now, we already checked the GPS. GPS and Strava, GPS and display are almost identical. There's like a 0.2 mile per hour difference, but that could just be because of lag, etc. So let me record a ride. Good, we started. I'm gonna go over a couple of things that I didn't talk about while we were going in the beginning, and I gotta set my mirrors up when I get up here. So it's a dual motor bike, so we're gonna ride in dual motor. We're gonna start in pedal assist 1, but let me just set my mirrors. All right, guys, let's drop this down to pedal assist 1. So this has the same, it runs on a cadence sensor, and the cadence sensor is the same that you get on the T8. And here's what I mean by that. Well, let me take it back, because the cadence sensor on the T8 is immediate. It gives you way too much power, as I talked about in the beginning. This one does not. Now, there's a way to adjust it. I'm still waiting for them to give me 2 full rotations before it kicks in. So 1, and there it goes, it kicks in. But when it kicks in, it gives you a lot of power. That's something that needs to be tweaked. Not a real big fan of that. First of all, I think it's 3 rotations is too much to get the power of the cadence in. But in pedal assist 1, we're getting 12 miles an hour. And let's see, throttle. Throttle, we're also getting 12 miles an hour. Let's go to 2. Picks up a little bit. Pedal assist on 2. Now, these cranks are good. I mean, I made them so that you don't ghost pedal, or we designed them so you don't ghost pedal. But right now, we're at pedal assist 2, and we're at 19 miles an hour. Once I get across Griffin here, we'll do a throttle only. All right, throttle only on pedal assist 2. We are getting 18.8 miles an hour. Let's move this up to 3. Pedal. Yeah, we got some good pickup. And we're at 24.8 miles an hour. And we're still not ghost pedaling. I'm gonna turn here, and then I'll give you what the throttle is. All right, on 3, throttle only, we're up to 24.8 miles an hour. So we're gonna bump this up to 5, and we're gonna pedal. And we're at 25, 27. Now, one thing I will say, the display is not bright at all. It is not a bright. So we're at 27, 28 miles an hour with pedal. Let's see, throttle only. On 4, throttle only, we're staying at 27.8, or let's just say 27 miles an hour. Let's take it up to 5. Pedaling. We're at 28. Let's see if we can. Now I'm starting to ghost pedal. We're at 29, 30. We're at 30, 29, 30. Let's see if we get faster on throttle. 31, 32, 33, 34. Can we get to 35? Yep. Nope. 34 miles an hour. So 34 miles an hour is the top speed. Now we are going into a headwind, and just to give you what my body weight is, with the camera gear in the back and my repair kit, we're at 160, actually 160.2. So 160 pounds. And pedaling, you're gonna cruise at 30, 31 miles an hour into a headwind. All right, let me drop this down to 4. So with the T8, there was a lot of people complaining with the T8 that the cadence sensor was too sensitive, meaning as soon as you gave it crank, it gave you full power, right? As soon as you moved those crank. And that was a big complaint. I personally liked it, but majority of people did not. Now, in my opinion, they went the opposite with this one, meaning they went too extreme the other way with this one, because it takes 2 full cranks for the motor to engage, but it still gives you full power once it engages, right? I think this is worse than being too sensitive, but that's just my opinion. You know, you guys decide which one you like. I would be happy with instant response, or at least half a rotation before it kicks in. 2 rotations, in my opinion, is too much. But it's a good pedal bike. So the position of it, or your riding position, is really good. You know, you are upright. So it's a comfortable ride. Now, again, what you're hearing now is just the tires, these knobby tires, because these motors are super, super quiet. Like, you don't hear these motors at all. That, my friends, I'm very impressed with, is that you don't hear these motors. Now, the other thing I wish they would have done is make the motors at least 750 each, right? Right now, they're 500, you got 500 watts in the front, 500 in the back. I wish they would have made it 750 for both. So that's 2 things, right? 2 things right now that I'm not a big fan of is the cadence sensor, not a big fan of it, and the motors being 500. Even though we get plenty of power, I mean, you're a 34-mile-an-hour bike, it's still a fast bike. Oh, and if I didn't mention, this bike has 55 Newton meters of torque on each motor. So each motor has 55 Newton meters of torque. It gives you, it's got decent torque, guys. You'll see, I'm fairly confident this is not going to have any issues going up the hills. And the acceleration, when you use the throttle, not the cadence, will get you across a busy highway easy. And then we'll test it out here when we get a green light. Now, you will get that tire spin in the front, as you will see when we take off here, if you keep it in dual motor. And I got a feeling we're going to get some decent range, as I mentioned, with this bike. You know, you got a 30 amp hour, 60 volt, 30 amp hour battery. That's no joke. So we should get some decent range with the bike. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. 16, 20. So we made it to 20 miles an hour before right as we crossed the street. That's pretty good, guys. If you need to accelerate from a dead stop, you're going to get enough acceleration to get you through a busy street. Now, does it give you the power that the Magician Alpha gives you? No. But again, keep in mind, guys, it's going to be a budget e-bike. It's not, can't ask for a lot when you're not paying a lot. And one of the things that I wanted for a budget e-bike, I wanted a budget step-through e-bike. We can find budget moped-style e-bikes all day long, but it's tough to find a budget step-through e-bike, right? A lot of people say, like the Filoto Falcon. The Filoto Falcon is not that much of a budget e-bike. If I remember correctly, it's $1,600 out the door. And it doesn't have, this bike is fast. It's not a top end speed faster, but it has more torque than that Filoto Falcon. That Filoto Falcon, it's a dual motor bike, man, but the slow start is horrible. That's why I got rid of the Filoto Falcon. I couldn't stand that slow start. I mean, for me, that was dangerous. But this bike, it's got enough torque to get you across or to get away from something quickly. It's a comfortable riding bike. In fact, I think this rides better than a lot of other bikes. Now, the $1 million question on this bike, just like many other bikes, is the longevity, right? How long would this bike last you? How long would these 500-watt motors last you? How long would this battery last you? We will find out, because I'm going to ride the crap out of this bike, just like I have been with the T8. And I got to tell you, the T8, I'm super impressed with that bike. Very, very impressed with the T8. Just like I'm impressed with the T16. If you got a kid and you want to get him an e-bike, I highly recommend you get him that T16. I'm an adult, not a big adult because I'm only 5'7", but I ride that bike a lot, especially when I'm doing small errands or riding close to the house. That's the bike I take because it's just so easy to move. I take it inside stores, right inside the store. Nobody bats an eye because it's just so little. I'm a big fan of that T16 bike. And right now, guys, if you use my code, that bike is on sale. You can get that bike for under $500. Plus, if you're local in the South Florida area, I have some in stock, and you can get them for under $500 for the T16. Now, again, guys, I'm doing this review on this bike, but keep in mind, you're probably not going to get this bike. So there's still some stuff that needs to be improved, that's going to be changed on it. Like, for example, the name of this bike. Right now, we're thinking the name, giving it the Pantera or the Black Pantera. That's what I believe it's going to be named, but we will see. We will see. All right, guys, we're here in Vista View Park. I've gone 8 miles already on the bike, and we still got 100% battery. Now, let me drop this down for a second. I want to see. So the T16 made it up this hill. The T8 made it up this hill. Now, the T16 struggled when we came on the side of the hill. It was at 2 or 3 miles an hour to make it up. The T8 had absolutely no problem. The dual motor version. The single motor version also had no problem, but it did drop a lot. Now, we're going to keep this in dual motor. And we're going to go, actually, we're not even going to pedal. But I'm also dropping this down to pedal assist 1. Let's see if it makes it on 1, especially since there's people here. I don't want to go fast. But we're on pedal assist 1. Actually, make it a 2. At least 2. Pedal assist 2. Top speed was 18 miles an hour. Remember, throttle only. Let's see if it stays at 18 going up this hill. Yeah, it's having absolutely no problems staying at 18 and coming up. Yep. No problem whatsoever, guys. No problem whatsoever. And pedal assist 2. It's an overcast day today, but the temperature's really nice. All right, let's go to my spots. Let's see if we can make it up. All right, the clearance on this is low, so I'm gonna have to get off this bike to make it through here. Oh, it barely makes it. Barely makes it over there. All right, we're gonna go down, down, down. Off-road is good. Suspension is really good on the bike. Well, wait, where did I go? Because I don't remember going over that. Well, oh, this might struggle, guys. It might struggle. Going up. Oh, I'm in 1 though. Oh, I'm in pedal assist 2. Where's my path? Oh, right here. Right here. Yep. All right, let me set up my drone. All right. Let's see if it'll work. Ouch. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's struggling, people. Let's see. Actually, now we got traction. Yeah, now we're moving. 10 miles an hour. It's going to be the steepest part right here. Did it make it? We're at 8 miles an hour. Bam. I knew with dual motors, it was not going to have much of an issue. So let's do some off-roads right here, off-road riding. All right, let's see. All right, I got the drone following me. The bike handles well. Handles really good. Let's come up through here. Let's see if this drone makes it through here. Yeah, suspension is great. Big fan, big fan. I like it. But you gotta be careful again with the pedal strikes. Make these sharp turns like this, you really gotta be careful. But it handles really good. All right. We're gonna go ahead and do the brake test. If you watched my video on my Magician Alpha, this is where I do the brake test, right? On the Magician Alpha, we got up to 28 miles an hour. We, right where it's in the middle of the little island there where that marker is where I hit the brakes. And we stopped right past this parking space at 28 miles an hour. We're gonna do the same with this bike. I don't have a lot of confidence on these tires. These knobby tires have a tendency to slide and slide a lot. So let's see how this bike does and where it's gonna stop. And I'm gonna put money that on an emergency brake situation, you're going to slide a lot. I just hope we don't high side. I might need some more space. We'll come over here. All right, let's get this up to 28 miles an hour. And we know on 4, we could only go 28 miles an hour. Let me go back around because I didn't give myself enough space because I thought I was on 5, but I'm on 4 because at 4, you know that you're only going up to 28 miles an hour. So I don't have to be looking down at my speed. So let's go. Here we go. 28. Oh, yeah. Whoa. We definitely spinned, baby. Definitely spinned. All right, so, damn, look at that burn mark or that skid mark. Look at the skid mark right there. From where I hit the brakes, it started to skid right here. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, right about here, it started to skid. Now, that's where I hit the brakes. This is that first line. I hit it early, though. That first time I did it. And actually, I think no, this can't be, oh, mine. Did I hit it early? I may have hit it early. So here's the skid mark. I did brake early, way early. Holy smokes, look how far I got. I'm gonna do that one more time. I do not have to do it because when my front tire hit that line, that's where the skid mark's actually right here. You can see it. It's actually right here. So back this up a little bit to right there. So I don't have to do it again. But it is definitely, I would say, one, 2, 3, about 3.5 spaces to get me to stop. Whereas the Magician Alpha stopped right here. 28 miles an hour. And once we get to here, whoa, oh, it takes you, oh, you got to be very careful. 28 miles an hour. I don't know if you can see. I didn't even make it past one parking space. That's a big difference. But again, these tires they don't grip the ground, guys. You're gonna get, if you change these tires to road tires or better quality tires, not only are you gonna get better stopping power, you're gonna get more range and you're gonna get more speed from your bike. Now, I've already mentioned it, but I'll mention it again because now the sun's right here. You cannot see this display. This display is not bright enough for daylight. All right, I'm gonna head back. I'll give you the final range, and if I think of anything else to mention about the bike, we'll discuss it. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is my initial review. It's the first time I actually take this bike out for a long ride. There's a couple of things that I can tell you right now. I will change the tires being one of them, but I do that almost on every bike, so it's not that it's, it's not new. The cadence sensor, I'm gonna call them to see if there's a way we can change it. I don't like these it's almost 2.5 rotations before it kicks in. Definitely don't like that. And you do get a lot of power once it kicks in. And I want a lot of power because if I have to accelerate quickly, I want that instant power. So I don't like slow start bikes. If you have a slow start, that's a big negative for me. But again, the ride quality on the bike is really, really good. I'm just very interested to see what they're gonna price the bike at. It needs to be under $1,000. Oh, you saw that? I got a pedal strike as I was pedaling around that turn. These cranks are definitely too long for the bike. So that's something else that needs to be changed. I'm gonna ride back on this trail. I'm gonna keep it on 4. I was on 5 all the way here. I'm gonna keep it on 4 all the way home because I normally don't go faster than 30 miles an hour. Total ride is gonna be about 20 miles, and we'll see where we are in terms of battery. All right, well, family, we are done. Let me give you my final thoughts and the final numbers. Okay, we rode for 18.60 miles. Total ride time was 58 minutes. We average speed was 19.2 with a max speed of 33.4. As I mentioned in the beginning, when we did that speed run, we got up to 34, and I told you we were the GPS and the speedometer were it's slightly off, not major. I you know point 0.4 miles off on the speedometer. I think it's really good, so I consider it spot on. So I will not need to use an app to gauge my distance or speed because I can use this. Now again, I told you the display is not the best. Now we finished with 74% battery. So about 25% were used in 18 miles. I think the range on this bike is up there, guys. It's very, very good. Because again, if you noticed, I never went below pedal assist 4. I rode either 4, rode all the way to the park in 5, and then coming back, we went to 4, but we stayed about 28, 30 miles an hour. As you can see, my average speed was 19.2. That's pretty fast. If you watch any of my other videos, you know my average speed is under that. So I rode pretty fast. So pretty good. Now, let's talk again, guys. I want to emphasize the fact that this is a prototype model. It's not going to be the actual model. Let's go over some of the negatives before we go into and finish with a positive. I never want to finish with a negative, but some of the negatives, right? It's a budget e-bike. You have some budget stuff on the bike. The seat, although comfortable, is a cheap seat. The grips, although okay, you see them on a lot of bikes, they're cheap grips. The turn signals are useless. The tires are useless. I hate these tires. So those are some of the negatives. The display, right? Not bright enough. Although it's color, it gives you voltage, which I give them credit for giving us voltage, because even high-end bikes like the Anioki they don't give you voltage. And I think having voltage is more important than having a battery bar and percentage. So kudos to them for giving us voltage, but the display needs to be improved. The cranks are too long for the height of the bike. So you're going to pedal strike. Look, that is touching the grass. That's low. Now, does it help you when you pedal? As I mentioned, now let's go into the positives. Oh, one more negative, the kickstand, right? But most bike have their kickstand sucks. Now let's go over the positive. It is dual motor. It has good torque. It has good top end speed. It has good suspension. The battery is by far the best part of the bike. You're getting a lot of range. It's comfortable to ride. The hub motor on this bike is almost like a direct drive motor because it's super, super quiet. That all that, my friends, very, very. Oh, the rack and the carrying capacity on the back. All that, my friends, is a big positive for the bike. Again, I don't know what this bike is going to come in terms of price, and hopefully they fix some of the stuff before they go into production. The company is a new company, right? Keep this in mind, guys. It's a new company. They have made a lot of changes. They put out some products that they should not have put out, but they have improved them. I'm going to give you an example with the T8. The T8, the original version of the T8 was good, but it had its faults. Then they switched it to a 52-volt bike. I don't understand why they did that. Now the new T8 is a 58-volt, and it's not a 30 amp hour battery. Again, I don't understand what they're doing with that. But at least I'm giving them credit with credit of the fact that they're listening to reviewers, people that they sent bikes out to, and they're trying to make improvements. So, and again, man, for the price, I'm gonna go back to the T8, the T16, and I don't know what the price of this is going to be. But if they price this right, like they did with the T8, especially originally, that original 60 volt, 30 amp hour dual motor T8 for under six, no, it was 850. I think that's a great price. A single motor version of that bike that I have is under 650 if you use my discount code. But for a dual motor bike with as much power, and it's a 60-volt bike and everything you get with the bike for under $900, guys, you cannot beat that. So again, give them some leeway because it's a new company. You may want to wait a little bit until they work out all the bugs, but guarantee you, once all the bugs are worked out on the bikes, it's not going to be as cheap as as inexpensive as they're selling them now. Anyway, my beautiful people, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Ride, hustle, repeat.